Hey everyone, Freedom for Kaz here. Hey, I'm going to do a video today on how to make a campfire. Now, not just any ordinary campfire. I'm talking about a fire that you can cook your meal on. Now granted, I've been out here in the woods for a couple days now. Actually, today is my second day, and tonight will be my third night. And granted, I have a fire pit with me, and that makes it kind of easier to cook your meals. But what if you don't have a fire pit? Well, I'm going to go through that in this video and explain how it is that you can make a fire, a good hot fire for cooking larger pieces of meat. Now, there's many ways of cooking over a fire. I mean, the idea of cooking a hot dog on a stick is a really good one. I mean, if you trap something or even catch a fish, you can cut the meat into slices and pretty much put it on a stick, hold it over the fire, and it will cook that way. But let's say you want to cook a bigger piece of meat. Let's say, a steak or something like that. A good portion of meat. And that might be kind of hard to put on a stick because of its weight and then hold it over the fire and hopefully it'll get cooked. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you today and demonstrate how to have a ground-based fire and how you can cook a larger piece of meat. So let's get started with that. I've got my trusty shovel here, and this is made in USA. I paid some good money for this one, and what I recommend is that you don't go to the store and buy the cheapie, okay? What I recommend is get a good one, because this one has many uses as well. When it comes to chopping wood out here, I have my machete, and my machete is also part of my survival pack, my bug out bag, get out of Dodge bag. And this comes in real handy. In fact, what I did was I picked out 2 good branches, not too moldy, a little bit of moss on them, not too much. And what I did was, as you can see, I stripped all the bark off of this one, and I'm stripping all the bark off of this one as well. Let me show you just how sharp this machete is, really. It's really very sharp. You can cut all the knobs off this branch with hardly any effort, and then you can skin this easily as well. Now the reason why you skin it is you want to get all the moss off of there and any mushrooms, any mold, things like that. So I've already shaved that one. I'm going to continue shaving this one, and when I get my hole dug in the ground, I'll show you where I'm at and how we're going to make the fire. Hey guys, Freedom for Kaz here. Hey, I'm going to continue my video here on making a good campfire for your meal. Okay. Now here I've gone ahead and I've dug out the hole around the 4 branches, as you can see. But underneath the branches, I'm going to get real close here. As you can see, is that I've trenched out 2 airways so this fire can breathe. Okay, and as you know, it's very, very important that to have fires getting oxygen, because oxygen is very, very important to a fire. Now, besides that, what I've done is I've gotten 4 piles of kindling together. Okay, now this is very small. This is slightly larger. This is slightly larger yet. And this is pretty good size of wood here. Okay, and these 4 piles are very, very important. All 4 piles are very, very important to the fire. Now, once I get all that wood on there, what I did was, and I continued stripping the piece of wood that I had before, and as you can see, this is a very clean piece of wood. Okay, there's no mold on here. There's nothing on here. The branch looks good all the way through. Okay, these pieces look really healthy. I'm not afraid to put the meat I'm cooking on this at all. These are some very good looking branches, and I'm really excited to get this fire going. And again, to get the fire going, I'm going to use Vaseline cotton balls, so I want to show you that as well. Alright guys, I'm back here again, and I've got the cotton balls ready, and I've got the smallest pile of tinder here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to light 2 of the cotton balls and work off 2 of them right now, and then in a minute here I'm going to light the 3rd one. So here we go. And again, notice how quickly that lights. I just barely put it on there. We're just going to ever so gingerly put this on here. Okay. Now I'm going to light the 3rd one here. And again, see how quickly that lights? The one on the end here isn't doing so well, but we'll get there. Don't you worry. The one on the middle is taking off like a wildfire, and that's exactly what we want here. Okay? As you can see, this is how it starts, and it's a little smoky right now, but as you can see, the flames are getting bigger. And what's going to happen is all these hots are going to fall in between these logs, and there's plenty of oxygen coming from underneath. And as you see, the fire is getting bigger and bigger. I'm going to add to the fire and get this thing going, and then I'll show you in a few more minutes exactly where we're at. Alright guys, I've used my first 2 piles of kindling, and look at the size of the fire that I've got from the small and the slightly larger kindling. This is going to be an incredible fire. Sorry, I almost fell over. But again, Vaseline cotton balls, and you can see, like I said, the hots are falling underneath. Do you see how the hots are underneath those logs? That's exactly what I want to happen. The hots are going to fall underneath here, okay, and these logs are going to hold the heat. So when I put those logs on top of these logs, I can cook what my meal is going to be, okay? And then I can control the heat by how many logs I want to put on here. And eventually what I'm going to do is I'm going to push these hots underneath those logs, okay? When I get to that point, I'll be back. Alright guys, this is my fire after 3 piles of kindling. Alright, you can see it is fully engulfed. The hots have fallen underneath like I said they were going to. You can see there's plenty of oxygen getting to the fire because of the troughs that I made. Alright, and I'm not in any fear of this fire going out because I can tell you right now, it's plenty hot. Now, again, we're not going to be cooking with the fire. We're going to be cooking with the hots of the fire. Now, when these kind of burn down, I still have my last pile. I might not need to use all of that pile because I'm getting good heat from this fire right now. And as you can see, it's not an oxygen-starved fire because I made the troughs and there's separation between the 4 blocks or 4 branches of wood that I used. So let's continue on with the fire, and I'll be back in just a few minutes to show you a little bit more. Alright everyone, here's my fire, and I'm back again, and you can see how it is white hot. And this fire is really hot. It should cook what I've got to cook on here really well. And I'm really excited about getting this thing going. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to knock these ashes around just a little bit because that is a really hot fire. And I'm going to start cooking my meal. So let's get going here. So there, now we have it. I put my cooking sticks on there. I'm really not worried about them being dirty. It was a good, clean piece of wood, and I'm cooking my meal. And if you can listen, it is cooking. It is definitely cooking. So when the meal is done, I'll let you know where we're at. And like I said, I did not use all of the last pile that I had, just in case if I need some extra wood or something, I'll have it. But this is a very, very hot fire, and it's a great way to cook bigger pieces of meat without a huge flame. And I'll let you know what happens after that. We'll talk to you then. And here we are. If you can see, I shifted the steak around a little bit here, just so it would cook a little evenly. My planks are doing pretty good, and the way I control the fire is by putting a little bit of water on there. Okay, if I can just take if it's too hot here, for instance, I just, a couple drops of water, because that fire is hot. And trust me, that steak is cooking. So let's take this steak and let's turn it over. Let's see what we got here. Let's see what we got here, partner. Yeah, there we go. I'll get a better stab at it here. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Now this ain't the steakhouse or anything else like that, but I'll tell you what. Oh, that steak is looking pretty good. That fire is plenty hot. Plenty hot. So there you go. If you don't have a fire pit, you don't need to worry. You don't need a fire pit. Having a fire pit does make it easier, but you really don't need one. I'm going to let that cook for a few more minutes. And when it's done, I'll let you know how it tastes. But right now, it's looking real good. Hey everyone, I think my meal is ready. And I just want to point out what's left of this fire. Now, of the 4 logs that we're going across, this is the first log. This tip and this tip here was the second log. This tip and this tip here was the 3rd log. And here's the 4th log. And just like I said, those logs were going to hold the heat, and that's exactly what they did. And now my cooking logs are, here's my first cooking log, here's my second cooking log, and here's my 3rd cooking log. And obviously you can see the fire is still plenty hot. And that steak, I can't wait to taste it. So I'll tell you what, we're both here. There we go. Oh, look at that. Let's see if I could do this one-handed. I'm cutting right through the plate. Sorry guys, it's tough one-handed. I'm out here by myself, so what do we got? Oh, look at that. It's a little more done than I actually like. I actually like a medium, but it's more of like a medium well. But there you go, folks. There's dinner. And there's my 3 cooking sticks. Just like I said. You don't need a fire pit. Just need to know how to cook steak.